Hi, my name is Kira O'Meara, and this is my 9.2 lab. For this presentation, I'm going to walk you through our part practice lab where we learn to juggle in different ways. So for background information, motor learning refers to the process of learning and attaining physical movements. Different practice methods have been studied to determine how they impact the efficiency of learning for complex tasks. One of these methods is called part practice. Part practice is where a task is broken into smaller components and learned separately before combining them as a whole. Part practice is useful for serial tasks that are learned slowly because it allows the learner to focus on one task at a time. But the effectiveness of part practice can depend on the nature of the task itself. So the purpose of this lab was juggling 3 balls requires precise timing, coordination, control, making it a challenging motor skill. It includes tossing, catching, and juggling several balls simultaneously. The aim of this study is to ascertain whether practicing parts is more efficient in enhancing learning and memory of 3-ball juggling as opposed to practicing the whole. It is suggested that individuals who practice juggling in its entirety will demonstrate improved memory and more stable performance compared to those who only practice it in parts. This theory suggests that practicing the entire sequence at once is more effective for skills that require the full sequence to be practiced together. So our method for this lab was we were broken into 2 groups, the part practice and a whole practice. The part practice group performed 4 tasks related to learning how to juggle, each with 5 transfers of the ball. So task 1 involved 1 ball toss and catch. They do that 5 times. Task 2 involved 2 ball toss and catch, where you're tossing 2 balls back and forth now, and then do that 5 times. Task 3 involved 3 ball toss and drop, so you toss all 3 up and then you drop them, and not instead of catching them. Task 4 involved 3 ball juggling, so you were fully juggling at this point. The whole practice group practiced only 3 ball juggling for the entire duration of their tasks. Throughout the 8 trials, each of which was 4 blocks. The quality of performance was recorded for the part practice group, but not for the whole practice. So during each individual task, the person running the experiment would rate the quality on a scale of good, okay, and bad or poor. After each task, you would take a 1-minute break in between the blocks, and then before the retention test, there was a 5-minute break period. And for the retention test, the experimenter counted and recorded the number of catches for each trial. So our results, Table 1 shows the numerical value of part and whole practice. The results of the lab show that whole practice on average was able to achieve 6.17 ball passes. The lab shows that part practice was able to achieve 5.07 ball passes. This can also be seen in the visual representation of Figure 1. In this figure, you can see the whole practice had a higher average number of ball touches as shown. In Table 1, as shown in Table 1, the p-value for the lab was 0.030604. So for the findings of this study, do back our theory that practicing with whole practice is better than practicing part practice for learning and maintaining the ability to juggle 3 balls. Participants who completed the entire practice showed greater consistency in both practicing and retaining the skill than those who completed the part practice. The p-value of 0.03 or 0.0604 is below the 0.05. This suggests that the gap between the two groups is meaningful, showing that practicing the skills as a whole is better than practicing it in parts. This indicates that activities with complicated connections between parts are more effectively mastered through complete practice or whole practice, facilitating the growth of timing and variability in movements. Thank you.